He led the 1994 Buccaneers in fumble recoveries. The one and only Ian Beckles. What's going on, my brethren?
There hasn't been anybody since me to recover fumbles like me, dog. I was good at it.
Yeah, you were. You were. What do you make of that? We'll start off there. The offensive line. Tristan Wirfs was the second highest rated player according to PFF behind Bucky Irving, but the lowest four were Heck, Haggard, Bredesen, and Graham Barton. Is that what you saw in the game yesterday?
It's hard to evaluate the offensive line play watching it on TV. You'd have to sit there and watch all 22. But I'm going to say this. I think most teams that play against the Eagles, their offensive line doesn't grade out well. They just don't.
Right.
Okay, because I sat down and we watched it with Tony Mayberry, and the Eagles ran a couple stunts with their players, and I know what type of players they have, and I watched the stunts, and I said to Tony, "How you gonna pick that up?" And he just shrugged his shoulders. When you have 340-pound guys moving that quick, getting up the field, so you want me to set on this guy, turn on this? It's just too much things to do. So the long and short of it is, when you got three guys in the middle rushing like that, quarterback's got to get rid of the ball, okay? Because whatever the play call is, it better not be the quarterback holding the ball, because all offensive lines are gonna collapse. I'm telling you, with that caliber of football player running those type of stunts, it was a long day for the offensive line, and I think they all fought. And to be put in a situation when you almost have to pass, that's the hardest situation. And I thought the pass protection wasn't that bad, considering.
Is yesterday an example of Josh Grizzard kind of learning on the job and kind of a little bit of an unfair test for him in game 4 of his offensive coordinator position going up against the Eagles?
Listen, when Andy Reid is minus players, he's not that great either. He's just not. You got to get your people. You don't have Mike Evans. You're down 2 linemen. Your tight end's not really doing a whole lot. What play calls you going to run? Ibuka was brought in here to be the number 3 guy. What number is he? He's number 1. So to me, what's going to happen when Mike Evans comes back, when Chris Godwin in 4 weeks becomes more of a Chris Godwin? Okay, then Ibuka could be number 1, 2, or 3. I think if the Bucs just figure out ways to hold on while they're getting all these pieces back, I think they're going to be fine. But right now, they're not consistent offensively at all.
Do the injuries worry you at all? Because they worry me. I mean, I come away from the game yesterday, and I know it's positivity. And when you're looking at the season as a whole, it's hard to think that you're not happy with 3-1. But I opened the show today saying injuries aren't. There's not a quota for injuries, right? It's not, hey, you get 20 injuries per season, and if you get 18 in the first 3 weeks, you're only going to get 2 for the rest of the way. Like, that's just not the way injuries work. We saw last year with the Detroit Lions, where it was like injury after injury. They lose Hutchinson, they lose this guy and that guy and that guy. Do the injuries concern you at all, just because there's such a large number of them to a bunch of key players? And we're not even talking about the guys that are out for the year. Like Jamel Dean left yesterday. Stinger for Hassan Reddick. Bucky took a couple of beatings. I want to ask you more about Bucky in a second, but that's got to be something to keep an eye on, no?
Well, the thing is when you ask a coach a question, hey, coach, what are you going to do about all these injuries? What's he going to say?
There's nothing you can do. That's what I'm saying. You can't blame anybody, but it's something you got to be aware of.
Now, what the coach is going to say is next man up. They all say the same thing, right? Now, ask me what they're saying behind closed doors. They're concerned like a motherfucker when they got Heck on one side, and I don't know who do that. Trust me on this one, okay? In meetings, they're like, how are we going to do this? What do we have to change? So nobody wants that, okay? So are we better with Jamel Dean? The answer is yes. If Gaines is in there playing, we're better with him. And if you get hurt and we go to the next guy, we're not as good. Period. That's every team, every level. I'm going to talk about high school. I lost my right guard. My offensive line is not nearly as good. That's just the way it goes. I mean, you bring a lesser guy in there, and then all of a sudden, the guy who was the second worst is not, everybody drops, okay? And it just becomes a big pile of crap. And we came into this offense this year with no question marks on our offensive line. Maybe Cody Mauch was our only question mark, and then we got a point where Cody Mauch was our strength. So how can you be the same? You can't.
Are the Buccaneers relying on Bucky Irving a little bit too much here?
Yes. And I'm not saying relying. I'm going to say you got to take care of people on purpose. You have to take care of people on purpose because the Lions are great, okay? Lions have 2 running backs. There's no reason why, Rashad shouldn't be getting more totes because he can play. And you have to, what you got to do is almost save the athlete from himself because Bucky is not going to come out. He's a competitor, but he's little, man. When you're getting your head bouncing off, and I said yesterday, good thing you're not playing on turf because he might have been in trouble.
He takes a lot of big hits, too, for a little guy, too. It's not one of those things where he avoids contact. And listen, and power to him, right? I mean, more power to him because he's a guy that doesn't go down easy. He's a guy that fights for every freaking yard. We love that. But like you just said, you got to save a guy from himself by sometimes giving him a little bit of a blow. Get Rashad out there. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Sean Tucker. I'm not saying Sean Tucker 8 carries, but you got 3 guys. He won an NFC Offensive Player of the Week last year. That guy can't get 2 or 3 carries during the game to take some of the heat off of Rashad, take some of the heat off of Bucky Irving. I think it's something the Buccaneers really need to look into as we go forward.
Yeah, and once again, it's not that day and age anymore, okay? There's very few running backs that carry most of the burden in the game. There's very few. And even you see Derrick Henry getting spelled a lot. Like, Derrick Henry got spelled more than Bucky Irving, and he's built like a brick shit house, and Bucky Irving's this little bitty dude. And you can be okay now, but it's week 4, okay? When, he's still very, very young, and by week 10, this is Bucky Irving's rookie year as a starter, okay? So when he gets to week 12, he's going to be in a parts unknown. He's going to
be feeling it, right? He's going to be
feeling it. Like my rookie year, about week 12, I'm looking around. I'm like, they want us to play 4 more games? Like, my body's through. And mentally, you're done. So it's going to be a challenge for Bucky. And they got to take good care of this kid because without him, I don't think he's a big difference in our offense right now.
He's such a fantastic player and love the effort that he shows out there. I got to ask you about YaYa Diaby because out of all of the players in the game yesterday, offensively and defensively, he was the lowest graded player in the game. And we watched it. We're watching Lane Johnson. We're watching Jordan Mailata and what they were able to do in the game. And everybody keeps saying, wow, well, YaYa had his best game last weekend against the Jets where he had 1 sack. He does all these great things with pressures, but Ian, I mean, again, it's. I feel like we're having the Gerald McCoy conversation about YaYa Diaby. Well, when Hassan Reddick's here, he should be a 10 to 12 to 15 sack guy. I don't want to hear about the almost and the. You got to be able to get to the quarterback, and if you want to, he says he considers himself an elite pass rusher. Fine, you go up against the tough Eagles offensive line. That's one thing, Beck. But if you're the lowest rated player out of everybody on the Buccaneers yesterday, I mean, that's not elite. I don't know what it is, but it sure as hell ain't elite.
Well, I agree. Once again, when you play against those 2 tackles, I just don't know if a lot of people grade out high. I mean, YaYa can say what he thinks he is. That's not what he is, though. He's not an elite pass rusher. Well, you can't just say you're something. Okay, well, if you say you're an elite pass rusher, show me your stats. That's the first thing they're going to do. And your stats aren't one of an elite pass rusher. So, listen, I think he had an off game, clearly, because he didn't look right, okay? But I think a lot of that to do with the people he was playing against. And YaYa's not that guy yet. He's still a young football player. He's still up and down. And I just don't – it's never effort with YaYa.
But what is he going to be?
Sometimes it just seems like recognition.
What is he going to be, Beck? Because he played 17 games in year 1, 17 games in year 2. This guy's averaging less than 5 sacks a year as an outside linebacker.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Gerald McCoy had more sacks than he did, and per year that Vita Vea had 2 sacks yesterday. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like everything is pressures, everything is excuses, and it's weird how it's a results-oriented business, but because a guy tries hard and because he almost gets there, he gets. It's almost like he gets, not just saying just from you, but it's like this guy gets a pass. Like you got to go out there and perform. Like this is, if Ibuka goes out there and he's a shell of he's a rookie. He's got how many touchdowns already? Like you got to go out there. If you get paid or you get drafted to do a certain thing, if you don't do it, you're going to be an almost guy, or he could be this, and it's. it's a caveat thing. I don't get it with YaYa Diaby, and why? Because he tries hard and he almost gets there. He gets a pass. I want to see sacks. If not, you're just another. You're a jag. You're just another guy.
Well, I didn't use it as an excuse. I just basically was saying that's what he is, okay?
Right.
Because you're not an elite pass rusher, because when you put the film on, you don't look like an elite pass rusher. Effort is not a problem, but I think we have to understand this. This is what he is, okay? JTS, that's what he was.
Right.
Gerald McCoy, that he didn't change. Gerald McCoy didn't change. JTS didn't change. YaYa Diaby's not going to change. He's not going to be a 16-sack guy, Jay. He's going to be an effort guy that gets a bunch of pressures. There's a market for that, okay?
Can you win, though? Can you win with a guy like that?
Yeah, sure. If you got some other dudes, yeah.
But we don't. Who was the other dude?
I agree, but you just like back in the day, I think you need a Will Golston. I think you need a YaYa Diaby. I think you need some grimy. You can't have everybody getting sacks all the time.
But Beck, he's your starting outside linebacker.
That's fine.
It's one thing. Like if you want an effort guy and almost guy, we got Anthony Nelson. He's the fourth stringer. If your starting outside linebacker is not getting sacks, then how can you consistently think you're going to get there and get home with 4? And people say, well, Hassan Reddick, he's going to be the world of difference for YaYa, and he hasn't been. It's the same thing with YaYa Diaby. So, I mean, again, you are what your stats say you are. You are what the back of your football card says you are. And, yeah, I understand you need guys that are going to give effort, but Will Golston was never a guy that we were banking on to have sacks. Nobody said Will Golston was going to be a 10-sack guy. Correct. Will Golston never told me, and when he was wearing his cowboy hat and his cowboy boots, he never said, Jay, I'm an elite pass rusher, but YaYa Diaby has.
Yeah, but he said it, but nobody else has said it. I mean,
That's true.
About that. I have no problem with him thinking that, but I don't hear nobody out and all experts saying YaYa Diaby's a great pass rusher. I mean, once again, I think we're expecting him to be something that he just doesn't have the ability to be, and I just don't see people go 4, 5, 6, 15. It just doesn't happen that often. It usually goes 5, 8. 15, 20, right. And then it starts to come down. I mean, he's just doing this, you know what I mean? And as far as the Buccaneers have it's been a long time since the Buccaneers have been a 4-down lineman rush team, okay? They did it in the Super Bowl year, but they haven't really done it a lot since way back in the SAP years, okay? The Buccaneers get sacks from blitzing, and that's really what Todd Bowles has been about. And, I know a lot of people are not about Todd Bowles. Boy, you talk about adjustments in the second half. That word adjustment gets thrown around a lot, okay? But I'm going to tell you what, nobody really makes adjustments, okay, because you're going with a game plan. It's just teaching, because they're not changing anything. It's just, here's what we're doing wrong. Stop doing this and we'll start to win. So you got to have the right players to make adjustments, and I think the Buccaneers defensively have the right players.
Your thoughts on just the team as a whole now through 4 games? It's 3-1. I mean, how do you feel as far as your comfort level going into kind of this next quarter of the season?
I don't do comfort in the NFL. No, for real, Jay. I mean, who they play next week?
Seattle in Seattle. You ever play there?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I ever won there, but I played a lot of places. Listen, tough place to play, tough football team, always hard to beat. Here's how the NFL goes. You're 3-0, you blink, and you're 3-2. Mm-hmm. And now you're scraping and clawing. And now you're thinking, if we don't win this one, we're in trouble. So there's no time to exhale in the NFL, man. And they talk about being comfortable. No, because if I say, what could we hang our hat on right now, there's not enough things. And there's too many things that we're doing. You can't keep starting slow and think you're going to be a good football team. It's not going to happen, okay? And if you go on the road and start slow and give up a touchdown on special teams again, you're just not going to win. So they got to figure some of these things out real quick. So I don't do confident. They got to improve in a lot of different places, and they got to get some players back as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What's the biggest surprise to you so far in the NFL? Is it the Ravens 1-3 after 4 games?
No.
What is?
It's the Colts.
Even though they lost yesterday.
Yeah, but they didn't lose bad. I mean, they fought all the way to the end. The Colts have fought every game and looked good. And to lose to the Rams might be the best football team in the NFL at the moment. And for for Daniel Jones to be sitting there all swole up, and it's not a personal knock on you. I know you're a Giants fan, but if you'd have told me that Daniel Jones would be looking like he is at this moment, and I'm not saying he's Joe Montana, but I think this is a good indication of first and foremost coaching and the situations, because we know that Daniel Jones will make bad decisions, and if you put him in the wrong situation often, and the Colts obviously aren't doing that.
What about that Ravens team dealing with Lamar Jackson with the injury now? They're 1-3. It seemed like Kansas City really kind of emerged and let everybody know they ain't going anywhere. I mean, Baltimore, as much as we talk about how great they are and Lamar Jackson, all these things, I mean, they haven't even made it to a Super Bowl, Beck, during the Lamar Jackson tenure. So I don't know. It's just, it's tough to ask the question, to answer the question, like, will they ever get over the hump? Because they still have many years left. But I don't know if anybody saw the Ravens 1-3 after 4 games.
No, absolutely not. And listen, the Ravens are a team. And my thing is, I watch Lamar and I see what he's doing. And I still hear detractors. I think it's funny. Okay. Yeah. Because I think he's one of the biggest weapons I've ever seen in any league. Okay. He's that guy. Like, he does stuff. You're like, Jesus Christ. Like, not many guys will do that to you. You know what I'm saying? But this Ravens team, when it's all said and done, they say Lamar never goes to a Super Bowl, okay? It doesn't mean he wasn't a great football player. Right. I just want everybody, because you know what? If you, so at the end of it, they're going to say, well, you didn't go to the Super Bowl. Who did you play against? Patrick Mahomes every year, and Josh Allen every year. And you're like, wow, whoa. Okay, so there were some pretty damn good teams and pretty damn good players and pretty damn good organizations that were going head-to-head against Michael Jordan for many, many years. You can't tell me they weren't good. They just didn't get it done. So you're measured by championships and wins as quarterbacks, but you don't win by yourself, brother. It's way more than that. It's so organizational, and a lot of organizations, even if the quarterback goes down, they still figure out ways to win. So we'll see how many games they win without Lamar.
What do you think about ties in the NFL?
The only reason why it doesn't bother me is because the average fan just wants more football to be played. And I played an overtime game that ended up in a tie. And if you think I'm playing any more football than that, you're out of your rabbit-ass mind, because it kind of halted my season a lot. Like, that extra quarter made the season rougher. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm just telling everybody, your mind and your body is a funny thing. And when you play Monday night, it messes with your mind. And you play Monday night, then you got to play Sunday. That's a day and a half of rest that you missed. That's a lot. So as long as it doesn't turn into more football, I'm for it. But if anybody wants to see more, I'm okay with the tie at the end. It really doesn't matter. Come on, I don't know why we're making it such a big deal. A tie at the end is gonna be part of the record, and the math will all math out.
Yeah, I just, ties for me are just ugh. It's weird how the NFL is the only one of the 4 major sports that has to deal with ties. Do you think offensive linemen hate it the most?
Offensive linemen hate everything the most.
Right.
Like, people don't, if I go out, you could play a receiver in practice and not put pads on and nobody would know. Right. Okay. Even in a game, receivers sometimes don't get hit at all. Okay. Football is not fun inside. Okay. So it's not fun to pass block a defensive lineman. I'd rather not. Okay. So it's not fun. I don't get to dance. I don't get to run routes and say first down and that kind of stuff. So extra football, it's rough on your body, brother.
Some not great news from about 15 minutes ago from Todd Bowles, Beck. He said they're still processing all of the injuries, and quite a few players are getting MRIs that he can't even name them all. When asked if Bucky Irving is one of the players getting an MRI, he confirmed that Bucky is in fact one of them.
Okay, but he's probably getting an MRI on his head, and you can't. I don't know why they do that, because he got a concussion. Clearly, he got a concussion.
Jeez, man. I mean,
and the MRI. Let me tell you something about MRIs, Jay. Okay, when somebody says he's getting an MRI, you know what that means? Absolutely nothing. Because when I got a high ankle sprain, I'm telling you I have a high ankle sprain. What are you going to do with an MRI? It's going to say, because I've had a high ankle sprain, they got an MRI and said it was negative. I go, negative what? I can't walk. I can't walk. So really, you should just ask the player, how do you feel? And they won't tell the press, but they'll tell your teammates and they'll tell, the trainers and stuff like that. But MRIs, to me, if you're getting an MRI, that means you're going to miss a game probably.
Man, the walking wounded are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How about your Indiana Hoosiers, man? Big win over Iowa. That ain't easy to go there and win.
No, and listen, it wasn't the offensive juggernaut that you want to see, but anybody that knows anything about college football, and I've been around college football a long time, you got to go back quite a few years to say that you went to Iowa and beat Iowa in Iowa, and that wasn't a good win. Mm-hmm. Iowa is always tough. They're rough and rugged. They're not flashy but they'll punch you in the face, though. That's the thing. And Indiana, I think they can do high flying. They can do grimy. That coach is for real to me. Signetti's for real. Yeah. I mean, we're blessed, and I'm swole, man, because it's been me. I haven't really been able to talk Indiana football since you've known me. So this is good times.
Fernando Mendoza, man. I mean, 6'5", 225. He's got 16 touchdowns and 1 interception on the season.
People are talking about like top 5 picks.
Bro, I saw a mock draft with him number 1 overall. Fernando Mendoza.
What?
Wow.
Really?
He's only a junior, man. He's got to be in the Heisman conversation. They keep playing well. They keep winning.
Well, I think who they got this week? Oregon?
Ooh, buddy.
I'm not sure. I didn't look, but I think it might be Oregon.
No, it is.
Is it?
That's a game.
In Oregon?
That is a game, boy.
I'll pick the over.
Where is that game? Is it next week?
Yeah, it's probably next week.
Yeah, next. I think Indiana might be off. I don't see him this week.
Okay.
But my God, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. It's 2 weeks, so it's October 11th. It's in Oregon. But number 8 Iowa, number 8 Indiana against number 2 Oregon in 2 weeks.
And Illinois beat USC, and Indiana trounced Illinois. So, things don't look bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. 2 weeks is going to be a nutty schedule because Alabama plays Missouri, and then Oklahoma, number 5, plays number 9 Texas. There's some good college football slate. But now that there's the college football playoff and these teams are making it, do you think it's changed how people view college football?
No.
I know some people were concerned because it was like, all right, well, it used to mean if you lost one of these games, you weren't able to battle for a national championship. And we saw Ohio State last year lose, and we saw a team like Notre Dame lose last year, and it didn't really bother them. They were able to kind of go and make a little run.
Well, Jay, every time anything has changed in any sport, people go, batshit crazy, and then they get used to it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's like everything else, brother. We'll get acclimated, and the whole. We were just talking the other day about the NFL going international, and everybody's like, I don't like it. Who cares? They're gonna make umpteens of billions of more dollars, which is the American way. Yep. Are you gonna watch football? Oh, you are. Therefore, it doesn't matter. If we could take Dignitary Cafe and have one in Italy, and you think I'm gonna care about the people in America? I'm not dissing the people in America, but I'm gonna get me some of that Italian money, some of that French money, like an international player.
Yeah, and listen, at the end of the day, you're watching on TV anyway, right? So
that's what I'm saying. Hey, what could happen? What could the NFL do to make you not watch it? Think about that for a second.
There's literally nothing.
Nothing. Like they could slay babies at center in the midfield, and I'd be like, clean them up.
Yep.
Clean them up. Let's get the kickoff going.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And people think when I'm going to talk about this when we get off about the halftime show with Bad Bunny, it's like, oh man, this is ruining it. And like, yeah, it's not going to matter to you. You're still going to watch the game.
When I went to Colombia and Puerto Rico, you didn't have to ask who was playing. It was Bad. I'm just telling you, there was nobody else, just Bad Bunny the whole time.
That's the way it goes, man. What's going on in there at the Dignitary Cafe, my brother?
Just pimp shit. You know how we do it. Just hanging out with Emma and them. You know what I'm saying?
7-inch. There we go. All day, every day, man. 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Make sure you go check them out over there. Ian_Beckles on Instagram. Make sure you watch the In the Trenches podcast. Big things down the pike coming for our guy. Big things. And then, of course, Wednesday at 3 o'clock, the Beckles and Recher podcast. All right, my brother. I appreciate you. Good seeing you yesterday, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Keep it light, brother.
One love.